Hello, welcome to another episode of Mart trying to fix stuff. This is the crab distributor from my Ford V8 Flathead 1941 truck, and I've had a misfire problem. So what I've done, I've broke out the Churchill timing jig. Now this jig is a lovely piece of equipment. I bought it off a older gentleman, and it's a very nicely made piece of equipment. This plate can be reversed to accommodate the diver's helmet type distributor, but at the moment this way is set up for the crab. And there it is. Here you have a plunger for setting the timing. Here you have a knob that raises and lowers the central shaft to accommodate the two different sorts of distributor. Here you have a dial that you use to turn the thing, and so you can turn that and you can observe the action of the points there. Sorry, my hands are a bit shaky handheld. And here you have a graduated scale that you can use for setting the dial, the time where the points are closed on each set of points. This is a copy of the timing, the instructions, and there's some very salient details here. There's a picture of the unit, some general notes there, and some notes here. The scales of the instrument are computed on the basis that the ignition cycle commences at 2 degrees before top dead centre of the crankshaft. All references are left and right are taken from the driver's seat. That's the most important thing there. All references of left and right are taken from the driver's seat. Remove distributor from engine and clean thoroughly. Yeah, okay, right. And then that's all preliminary stuff. But talking about the spring seat tension, which way up to put the plate, which distributors fit on which plate. But here's the nitty gritty: adjusting the breaker points without feeler gauges. And this tells you how to set it all up, and I'll kind of try and capture that for you. You might have to kind of pause the video to be able to read it. And here's the important info here. Now the second line down says Ford type small cam. That's what the crab type is. And you can see it says left hand points 22.5 degrees, right hand points 20 to 24.5, combined 35.5. And that's the method I'm going to use for setting up these points. And then there are further instructions, and further instructions again. I'll kind of dwell on them so you might be able to read them. And then it notes about the timing. But I'll go through the setting for the crab and the setting of the timing. So, and then there's some further instructions for different distributors and some instructions for the Lucas 4-lobe cam distributors. So those are the instructions, and I'm going to try and follow through and set up it on the jig. Okay, so I'll pause the recording there and I'll come back when I start actually doing it. This is the left hand set of points. This is the right hand set of points, because this is how you have to view it, look as if it's in the vehicle. That's the right hand side of the car, that's the left hand side of the car. The right hand points are closed off like it said in the instructions, and these are set to, as close as I can get, to 22.5 degrees. Now if you watch the F, on at 0 as close as I can, off at 20, 21, 22, off before it gets to 23. Try the next one, F, on, it's just actually that one's encroaching towards the 1, but nonetheless let's see what it says around here. 21, 22, off at 23. What does the next one do? On just after the 0, off at 22, 23. On just after the 0, 20, 21, 22, off at 23. On at the 0, before actually, 10, 20, 1, 2, off before it gets to the 3. Now there's a slight sort of drift between some of them which just indicates slight wear in it, but as close as I can get, and on the sort of averages, I'm going to call that good at 22 degrees. That's fine now. So those are set, and to be honest it isn't easy. It's took me quite a few goes, and I've been trying to establish a quick and slick routine to do it, but I haven't been able to get one that I can demonstrate, oh just do it like this, it's easy. It isn't easy. You have to mess around and just keep trying and trying and trying until you get it exactly right. Anyway, it is right now. The only thing I'm going to do is tighten it up, make sure it's tight, but this screw hasn't got a washer on it. Oops. So I'm going to swap it with one from this spare. Just off camera I've got a spare points plate here. The reason I changed this screw is because you see that post there, the washer on the screw was fouling it, so I was finding it difficult to get the right adjustment. Can you see that the washer isn't turning up because it's actually up against that piece? That's alright, but if it was directly in line with that piece, it would stop this piece from coming far enough this way to get the adjustment. Now this points set here is Ford, made in USA. This one isn't, it's from somewhere else. It's old, but it's from somewhere else, and that might explain why there's a slight anomaly in this area here. But at the moment it is set right, so I'm going to pause the video there while we move to the next stage. So the next thing is, so I'll do it to where it finishes. I'm going to try and move this, because what I want to do is set it to the total, which is 35.5 there. $35.5. Because what I'm trying to do is achieve that 35.5. I've set those. I want to achieve that. And what I'll do when I've achieved those is check to see if we're in with that on the other one. Now we should be, because I've already set it, but let's just see. So if I let that go, now there, so there's the nought, 35.5. I'd say that's okay, so that's alright. So the last thing to check is whether those, the right hand points, which are those ones there, fall within the 20 to 24.5 degree. So here we are, on, (20), on, just on 20, on, about 20 to 21, on, 20 and a tiny bit. So I don't know what tolerance you're supposed to be able to achieve on these, but as far as I can tell, that's done now. It's every one of them is within 1 degree of the target. This one's good. This one achieves the total and it is within tolerance, because it's quite a broad tolerance, 20 to 24.5. Those are set, that's set, and that falls within. So I'm going to leave it at that. The last operation is to set the timing. Here is a plunger that's got this knob on the end of it, and here is a hole drilled in the timing disc. So on this machine, what you do, you turn the slot, sorry, you turn the dial until the plunger locates into the hole there. I've moved the points plate this way, and now what I want to do is to move it this way until it just stops. In other words, you know, the point at which the points open. There. Now, it might just start making the noise when I tighten the screw up. There. But for all intents and purposes, that's about as good as you can do it, because you can't adjust it while the screw is tight. And if you move it back further, how do you know you've moved it, not moved it too far? But let me just move it so that so it's not making a noise. That's about as good as you can do. So this one's been set. The total has been set. This one's been checked that it's within tolerance, and the timing has been set, and that's it. There's nothing more you can do. So this will go back on the truck, and I will give it a run and see how it runs. I've got to put the plunger assembly back in and those things, but that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this interesting. Cheers then. Bye.